Hi there, Fleetway Super Sonic here with a walkthrough video review of Sonic the Comic, or also known as STC, which was published by Fleetway and released in the United Kingdom. So without further ado, we'll start us off with issue 1, as you can see there, which was released 29th of May 1993. They were released every fortnight. You can see I've still got the 3 stickers there on there. Issue 2 with the badge still. Something you might notice here, especially with the earlier issues, is you've got covers from other Sega game series, such as Shinobi. You've got like Golden Axe there. 2 of the most popular reappearing ones were Streets of Rage and Decapitate, as you can see there. This is like issue 8, which had like the origin story for Sonic in this series, which is quite different to what you know if you follow the games or Archie. And I believe it's the first issue also to have artist Richard Elson come to the series, who is like probably like my favourite Sonic artist of like all time. He is like truly fantastic, and he was with the series until the very end, the comic series. You'll be seeing quite a few covers from him coming up. There's the comic Christmas one. I do have the free gift, it's just not attached to the comic anymore, but I do have it. Another Christmas special there. That's Eternal Champions there, which is sort of a bit like a Street Fighter game. Interesting change to the series they had here. Originally, Robotnik, for the first 21 issues, he was the same design as from the games. Circular head, big circular body. But from this one, they transformed him, as you can see there, with a big egg, into the form from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, as you can see there. Although he was that form, he was totally nothing like he was in the show. He was very serious, very deadly and dangerous, and quite a threat whenever he was in the comic. That's the adaptation there from Sonic CD. There's issue 27 there, which is probably quite special to me, because it was the very first issue I got of this comic series. All those years ago, is it the 10th of June 1994. It's the very first issue I ever got in a paper shop, which was what started me getting me into Sonic the Hedgehog to begin with, and collecting and playing the games. Now they did do game adaptations from the Mega Drive games or Genesis. Like, you know, there's a Richard Elson cover there, Dr. Robotnik. Yeah, so they had like the Sonic game adaptations in here. You'll start seeing Knuckles in a moment. There he is. Another spin-off there, Eternal Champions. Knuckles spin-offs. Christmas. Coming up to issue 50 now. There's a Valentine's one there with the Valentine's card still on there. Something you might notice if you read Archie comics or even Marvel or DC is that these comics are a lot bigger than what you're used to. These are like A4 style comics. And whereas the Archie ones usually only have 1 story per issue or a continuation, these ones usually have about 3 in them, as well as questions and answers by their mascot Megadroid. And the earlier ones, they had like reviews for Sega games. They also had chart for the Sega consoles. There's the introduction of Team KOX. Story loosely based on the game Knuckles KOX. I believe the only cover of the game Sparkster. This game had this comic, I should say, had a lot of great exclusive characters that you'll only see in here, such as the Brotherhood of Metallics right there, or Metallics. You've got Grimmer. You've got Commander Brutus, Super Sonic, who's like nothing like what he is in the games or the others. That sort of alter ego of Sonic. When he transforms, he's basically a totally different being, like pure evil. Eventually they split the characters into 2 separate beings. This is the complete set of the comic, which is issues 1 to 223, which is what they did. Each of them are in near mint condition. And as you can see, I've got them in sleeves and a backing board to keep them in pristine. See here. see this Super Sonic style one there. Chaotix return. So the writer for this comic, mostly from the very early days to the end, was a guy named Nigel Kitchen, who was a fantastic writer and truly gave these comics life. Especially when they worked with Richard Elson and the artwork, it just blew you away. Back in the day of like getting these after school, every Thursday, every fortnight, rushing down the paper shop to pick this up, and just reading through it religiously. It's fantastic. Coming up to issue 100 now. First 100 issues, basically Robotnik had majority of control over the planet. It was until the Doomsday issues, towards the end, when they finally got defeated, his control was severed. There's issue 100 there. Of course, it wouldn't be too long before he returned in the game adaptation of Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, as you can see right now. As you can see, evil has landed. Yeah, it wasn't too far here when they gave Sonic a bit of a redesign. As you can see right here, Metal Knuckles there, Sonic, they gave him, sort of made his spikes point upwards a bit more, made him a bit shorter, gave him quite a cool new look. As you can see right now. This is before even like the green-eyed transformation or anything. So yeah, this had a lot of like fantastic like exclusives. Like you had the Marx Brothers, like loosely based on the Marxio brothers in this series. Okay, moving on. Up to issue 121 there. Now I did manage to get most of these issues when they was out. There's a couple that I think I missed for whatever reasons back in the day, but I did manage to get the others on eBay quite a while ago. Yeah, I would very recommend picking up these comics on wherever you can get them, eBay or something. They're on eBay quite a lot. The older ones are quite cheap still, and I'd really recommend picking them up and giving them a read. So they truly are fantastic. Kintabor is another character, sort of Robotnik's design before he went evil. As I say, each of the covers does have its pin-up still. Stickers aren't on that one still, but some of the free gifts there, and it was massive. Big old attachments on them, so I had to remove some of them, otherwise you'd have ended up just destroying the comics if you had them in a stack. Yeah, man, you want to treat these with respect. Sixth anniversary issue there. The majority of the time, each story they had in here was done by a different artist. Usually, mostly all the time wrote by Nigel Kitchen, but towards the end it was mostly just him and Richard Elson which did the artwork and writing, which I'm not complaining, it's fantastic, they're the best. You can see, look at these covers, the artwork's just amazing. Now we start to move on to the Sonic Adventure adaptation, where they changed Sonic's design, as you can see there again. Sort of moved his spikes point here, gave him green eyes. As you can see, Chaos is quite different in here, very loosely based on the game. And as you can see, one of the most remembered dramatic storylines in the comic series is when they killed Johnny. Very dark storylines in some of these, which you wouldn't expect from like a sort of Sonic comic. Unfortunately, the Sonic Adventure storyline in there was the very last story they did in the comics. This was the very last issue of for new stories. The rest of them were reprints of old issues with new covers done by Richard Elson, although fantastic covers I might add. And as you can see, there's Commander Brutus. Really fantastic covers, and these are, without that, the rarest out of all the comics. It's as if they made less of these back in the day. These are quite hard to come across. If you hold any of these, consider yourself lucky, because these go for quite a lot of money, these issues. Stickers there on that one. Issue 200. There's Knack the Weasel. He had quite a lasting impression in this comic series, getting quite a few features, quite a lot as a villain. And we're coming to the end. And right there, Sonic 223 was the very last issue they made, as you can see there. If I can get it focused in on that. 28th of December to the 9th of January 2002. 11 years ago, would you believe? And that's it. That is the comic series. I would really recommend tracking this down and getting it, because, in my opinion, it's without a doubt the best form of Sonic in comic. Now, I have read the Archies. I've got most of them up here, as you can see. I'll do a review on them one day, but in terms of this, I would so recommend this as much better. So much better written. The storylines are just amazing. So if you can track these down and pick these up, it would be great. It's just such a shame that they stopped them, and they did. I know they carry on with the series online, but it's not the same, really. It's not as holding the, you know, like me, I like holding the product in my hand and reading it, like an old-fashioned comic. That's that. If you have any questions about any of the comics I've shown you, feel free to leave in the comments, and I'll reply as soon as I can. And that's it. Thanks for watching.